monsters and creatures of all kind, and welcome to Wimplash, the horror movie podcast where each week two seasoned genre veterans introduce their yellow-bellied best friend to the wonderful world of horror movies. I am one of your hosts, Zach, and as ever, I am joined by something that defies God, that is much older than time, and it has blessed me. It's horror movie fanatic John Grizzly.
I'm 40.
Just really hoping you'd pick up on that.
From the 1940s.
I feel like it sometimes. I'm aching.
And that other voice you heard was a man who is less Eldritch God and more elderflower squash. It's our little horror movie wimp, Willy Webborn.
It's actually cordial.
It's not cordial on this podcast, mate.
Hello, I am a wimp.
How the fuck are we, gentlemen?
Yeah, good. Doing good, mate. How are you doing? You right today?
I'm all right, bud. I'm good. So for the new listeners, that's it. Then we just do high-pitched voices and check on each other's general health. For the new listeners, shut up. For the new listeners, an introduction to what we do here at Wimplash. Each week, we watch a movie picked at random from the movie Wheel of Doom, a curation of the best and worst horror films that me and Grizzly have put together as lifelong horror fans, and we make little Willy Webborn watch it with the lights off, with no research, no information prior to it, and then we sit him down and bully him into his genuine, honest reaction. And always, spoilers.
Spoilers. Very important.
You're not going to hear it in the edit, but I definitely forgot to say that.
Well done remembering this time. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Please join us in this cozy little corner I like to call The Void. You may not agree with me, Willy, my petrified little pustule, but this is one of my comfort films. I believe this is our first foray into my favourite subgenre, cosmic horror. Something so big, so unknowable, completely outside the scale of human comprehension that it chills you to your core.
He's talking about himself.
Tears the veil of sanity away from your reality, leaving you vulnerable and alone in your insignificance. Stand fast, ye mortal! Be afraid and know the truth of the abyss! The void is a vast cold infinity and it is not empty. And they know you, and they can reach you! We have worlds within us! All bound and abandoned by your precious gods! Tremble! Let the sky cry as you reach and touch nothing! Endless nothing!
So you remember before the podcast when you were like, I'm going to do that away from the microphone?
Oh, wow. Have I peaked?
I think you may have peaked a little bit on that one, but fuck me, what an introduction.
How do you feel about that, Zach?
I am sweating.
I don't know what came over me there. Sorry, guys. So, did you watch Top Gear last night?
So, Webborn, two questions. First of all, what is your base understanding of cosmic horror?
Does The Thing count?
Yes. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, definitely The Thing counts.
Because I feel like I just watched a bit of that, to be honest.
Well, we'll get into that later, because there is a lot of John Carpenter references.
It is a bit thingy. It's a bit thingy.
There's got some things going on.
So basically, in a nutshell, cosmic horror is a subgenre of horror popularized by H.P. Lovecraft. A man who everybody loves to talk about how clever he is, but nobody likes to talk about what he called his cat. Google it after the show.
Don't. Don't Google it, Webs.
But basically, it is horror that makes you question your insignificance in the grander scheme of the cruel, unending universe.
Ah!
It's the unknowable. It's the eldritch. Just vast, horrible, and just... What's really freaky is you just cannot comprehend what it is. It's too much for you.
Enough to break a man's mind, essentially.
Okay.
And on that note, when we asked for your blurb when you found out what this movie was going to be, what... Did you make note of this, Grizz?
I forgot to. I'm so sorry. I said I was going to as well.
Amateur.
I think you said it was darkness, unknowing, and emptiness.
Something along those lines.
You're pretty right. Yeah, I'd say you were pretty much on the money with that.
Well, I mean, it's called The Void. It's not going to be about a fucking a Velcro gone mad.
Or actually, return this item, void it off a system. That's what I've got to do.
That's what it was. It's a retail horror.
Yeah.
That's my life.
In all fairness, there are some great retail horrors. I will put Intruder on the list.
I've not seen that in a long, long time.
Like Webbon's face when I said there are good retail horrors, looked at me like it just shat on his beard.
It's like good kitchen horrors, because I will kill you for.
There are actually good kitchen horrors as well. Yep, there are.
Oh, fuck off.
Have you ever seen Boiler Man? He fries things. They really missed on the title.
I was going to say, he just shoots a deep fat fryer. Oh, God damn.
You've summed it up. Well, this film starts dark, it's brutal, it's mysterious, and it just escalates. So how did you find it? How did you feel after watching it for the first time, Webbs? Yeah, that sums it up.
It was a film.
It was a film. It's one of my favourite films. I'm going to warn you right now. I love this film.
Oh, I'm not with you on that. I'm really sorry.
You didn't like it?
I thought I was watching The Thing again, and then they just put an extra element where they were like, but it's actually from the void, not an alien. It was just The Thing, but with a void instead of aliens, if The Thing is aliens, but that's what we
How do you know The Thing is aliens? Maybe that's
because
from the
I've
void.
seen the sequel-prequel thing where they're actually on an alien spaceship.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I get where you're coming from to an extent, right, where you say it's The Thing, in as much as there's practical effects and tentacles. Thematically, story-wise, subject matter, everything, totally off. It's definitely a visual love letter to that kind of movie.
Of course.
But I wouldn't just say it was The Thing, except they came out of the void.
Yeah, and obviously it doesn't mask who humans are. There's a lot of that, like it's not disguising itself as other things.
Oh, fuck it, when Bev transforms, there is no mistaking that she is voided.
I've got her down as the Bevelump in my notes here.
Yeah, well, so it just kind of gathers. What are these things that come out of the void that...
Well, there's
Spawn.
several... There's cultists, so they're the guys with the triangle heads.
What, they came out of the void?
No, these are cultists that have been kind of affected by the Doctor.
I've been referring to them in my notes as the Triangle Clan.
That's a good name. I like that. The Triangle Clan. But there's not much of a hint to the Doctor being involved until it's suddenly, oh, fuck, okay, that's where this is going.
Well, when you notice he's not on the floor anymore.
Didn't we just stab that guy in the neck?
He's conquered death, which is what Doctor should be doing.
So as you say, there's a pretty intense opening to this film. Out of the gate, first scene we get, and I won't do it just yet, but we get a body count honourable mention to whoever's fucking feet those were. Any film that starts on a corpse is good in my books.
Yeah, I had high hopes after that point. And then the lovely hunted men chasing the woman outside and setting her on fire. I assume these men just really hate triangles.
Oh man, I've come up with names for everyone.
Okay, what are they called?
Oh, you got references. I like this.
Manhunter and Boy Hunter.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Manhunter and Boy Hunter hate triangles.
Yes. And the Triangle Clan are all about triangles.
I'm going to have to keep reminding myself these names later on then.
I also hate triangles because that's what math taught me in school instead of teaching me how to do my taxes.
You were always more Baby Bell than Dairy Lee.
All right, you softy.
I say, I'm just to go off subject, fucking 10 minutes in, I was never a soft cheese guy.
No?
No spreading on it? Or, just lick it off the foil wrapper?
Oh, I'd eat those motherfuckers whole. There's a reason I'm the size I am. I'll eat a whole wheel of those
Extra
motherfuckers.
years of growth.
This is true. You've been growing for 15 more years than
I've
us.
been cultivating is what I've been doing.
C-U-L-T. As opposed to how cultivating's normally spelled.
The other spelling.
Well, fuck Pythagoras, that's all I said.
Yeah, that could be the
Fuck Pythagoras.
first T-shirt. The second T-shirt after all good women should touch the floor. We should have... Don't you
I know
dare
where you're going.
jump ahead,
I know where
you
you're going.
bastard.
Stay where you are.
Hold it. We should have a T-shirt that says "fuck Pythagoras." But yes, fuck it. Let's jump ahead then.
Go on. Let's
I
do
was
it.
so excited, so damn excited, when we had a lady who refused to touch the floor in this movie. There were a couple of Wimplash staples. There was the woman who didn't touch the floor.
Yep.
There was, I've got them noted down, so bear with me.
Poking fingers in the eyes. I want to point that one out.
There was poking fingers in the eyes, a spooky staircase into a basement.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, maybe the slimiest mum we've had so far.
Again, motherhood or birth it's a theme.
I actually called it spunky this time.
Spunky.
A spunky mum.
She certainly had spunk.
Well, it was a bit of a spunky scene, you know?
Well, talking about the scene, let's set the scene, because if anyone hasn't seen the movie and they've listened to what our conversation's been so far, they've probably got no fucking idea. In a nutshell, it's a bottle movie that all takes place in a dilapidated hospital where a doctor, brought to the brink of madness by the death of his daughter, has communed with something much bigger, much greater than humanity can comprehend to summon the void to bring his daughter back to life. And then you've got like some superfluous cast of characters who essentially drag you through the movie to get to that point.
It's a good little menagerie they've got going there. I mean, there's the useless trainee nurse, Knives Chow from Scott
Knives
Pilgrim.
Chow?
Yeah, Knives Chow's in it.
Wait, what?
Have you seen Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah, it's not the same actress.
Yeah, that's Knives Chow.
No.
In fact, halfway through watching it, I went, hey, that's Knives Chow, out loud to myself.
She's just got a better character in my eyes now. I thought she was freaking terrible.
Even when she pulled out that book of a man's fucking degloving.
Yeah, I watched this film like shortly after watching Scott Pilgrim the first time, and immediately was like, is that Knives Chow or am I racist? So I had to look it up, and it is her.
That was actually an ITV game show that got decommissioned. Thank you for laughing.
No, I liked it.
But the cast of characters, obviously we've got Manboy, Dadboy, Manhunter, and Boy Hunter. We've got Knives Chow, the useless trainee nurse. We have got the world's worst cop, played by Aaron Poole. And Webborn, I bet you can't guess who his more famous brother is.
Bigger Pooh?
Deadpool. Hey, that's a good joke. You've got...
Fuck, dick in cock.
I was really hoping you'd make a guess so I could play into it more, but it didn't
I
work.
thought it was going to be something about poo.
You had, and this took me, I've got the actual timestamp, 39 minutes and 44 seconds to figure this out on this, my third or fourth watch of the film. Nurse Allison, who is married to Deadpool's brother.
Yeah.
And then the big bad guy of it all, Dr. Not Malcolm McDowell, Richard Powell.
Played by Kenneth Welch, who's he's been in loads of stuff. He's in Twin Peaks.
You've missed two people.
Oh, there's several people we've missed.
Oh, yeah, no, we missed the junkie.
No, Maggie, the good Christian girl, and her granddad, who I mistakenly thought might be the father of the baby.
Weirdly, my wife thought the same thing. It's like, is there incest going on? It's like, no, two different old men.
No, it's the other old man that got her pregnant.
He put the void in her.
So, you've obviously made it clear so far that you didn't find this scary as a movie. Are there any scenes that did give you, as Grizzly so once graciously put, a spookin'?
This must be bits that made you uncomfortable, like the head-bangy pipe face man.
Yeah, that was gnarly.
That was gnarly as fuck.
I enjoyed that. Like, the upside-down crab monster thing, obviously taking the junkie away. That was...
The junkie. And then slamming his head and crunching that motherfucker up.
Played by Troy James, I think his name is. He is
junkie
fucking... the crab monster. That man's body can move in some spectacularly terrifying ways. He plays a ghost in another movie that I'm going to put on the list. And I remember seeing it for the first time and being like, Jesus, fuck that.
So no CGI?
No, very, very little, actually.
The only... I was watching a behind the scenes of the making of this movie this morning, and apparently one of the only prevalent bits of CGI in this movie was the cultists outside, where they kind of added extra ones in and then flattened out their masks because it was windy and raining when they filmed that scene, and they didn't want their masks flapping, so they basically like CGI'd straight Triangle Clan masks onto them.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, when we bring up the K word in that. Men in white cloaks in America, I just don't really trust.
You're not listening. I've said Triangle Clan like 5 times.
It's not the Ku Klux Klan, it's the Triangle Clan.
Oh, Webb, 50% of this is listening, man.
I'm not here to listen, I'm here to react.
I'm not here to listen, I'm here to glisten.
All right, give me some scares, because I want to let you know if I was actually... Remind me, because at the moment, no.
Okay, so first scare in the movie is when you see the shot from inside the hospital room out towards Deadpool's brother in the door, and you see Nurse Bev stab fucking the man in the eyes with the scissors. And then she does the whole... Thing is, though,
She's taken off her face, right?
I listed all the scares in that, but it turns out it's one big Beverly set piece. So you've got the eye stabbing, the peeling off the face.
I'm not real. Am I real?
The first Behemoth music video scene when he blacks out and it gets all fucking trippy and...
Yeah.
Then, the best bit is, in my opinion, when Junkie starts shouting from the room, help me, and you run in and you just see this amorphous blob of the Bevelump.
But why doesn't that scare me?
Maybe body horror is not your thing, then.
No, I don't think it is. Like, gore, and as I've said, like, gore and body horror, I don't know, they don't... Like, the only thing that scared me about this film was the... obvious tension again, like, what is this? Like, as you say, cosmic horror is, like, trying to understand what's going on. But even when I got to understand what the triangle meant, I was like, okay, so this guy is now just degloved his body. Oh, degloved his body. She was lucky. I found something.
He's growing.
He did do one. We've got to give him that.
I found one.
You did find one. I'm very proud of you.
Good boy. Good boy.
One nice, interesting bit of just film making in this, apart from the whole thing, which we'll go into, I'm sure, deeper later, is after the worst cop in the world shoots Nurse Bev dead after she cuts her face off, he instantly runs into the bathroom, has a wild panic attack, spews everywhere and blacks out. And I thought that was a really good way to almost strip a preconceived narrative from that character. You expect in like an American film, even American TV, the guy in the uniform, that's your hero. That's your guy in charge. That's the one you can trust. And I thought it was a really good touch. Obviously, everyone in this movie is broken to a certain extent, hence why they're so susceptible to the void. But I thought that was a really good way to like strip the agency. He's not our hero. He's just as fucked as the rest of us.
It humanises him, yeah. And I got to point out, not an American film either. It's Canadian.
And they don't have cops in Canada, so this must have been fucking mental for them.
Mounties and Mounties.
I was going to ask, where was this meant to be set?
Canada.
That mythical land.
Of moose and men.
Okay, yeah, so it's actually, like, I thought it was just a dream he was having in the thing. I didn't assume it was the void until...
Well, you wouldn't know yet.
Yeah, Dr. Richard came on the phone and was like, you saw something.
That's a nice little callback. You notice the only times he sees the void, he wakes up and comes to, and Dr. Richard's there with him. So is Dr. Richard, is he sensing that he's seen the void, or is he putting that there?
And did you notice they never shoot him from the waist down as well after he comes out of the void because of the splooge stain on his khaki trousers, because everyone knows if you void, you void.
I don't want to show you what trousers I'm wearing right now.
Spooge covered.
Yeah.
I'm wearing pyjama bottoms that basically have no crotch at the moment, so I can't stand up during this recording.
You're so lucky we don't have video for this, guys.
So we've got the Bev set piece. Did you not, maybe not scary, but did you not like the scene when Big Cop has stolen Bad Cop's gun, and then he just gets fucking bevved into another room, and then Manhunter and Boy Hunter save the day with axes?
Yeah, but once again, gnarly. Like, gnarly horror. I was like, even like the tentacles going through the dickhead state trooper's eyes and stuff and just going through, and I was like, yeah, that sucks. But it didn't scare me. Yeah, I'm sorry for you,
yeah,
bro.
That sucks. I would hate to have that happen to me. That looks like it sucks.
Then, like, they're coming at the thing with the axe, and there's all, like, bits spewing out of Cummy Beverly, whatever her name is.
Cummy Beverly, the Bevelump.
The Bevelump, sorry. Listening is part of the game. But, yeah, and then they take off the dickhead state troopers. Sorry, I call him a dickhead because he just showed out of nowhere.
He was a dickhead.
He could, like, you know, your father's son.
He talks a big tough game. He's like, what a shit show. Your father, what would he think of all this? And then he just stands there while Bevelump's fucking everything up right next to him. So yeah, you ain't so fucking tough, mate.
I'm pretty sure he says, this is a shit show. Your father would be so unhappy before he finds out that he's just shot Bev. I'm pretty sure he's just there to get the junkie guy.
No, it was already. He was made aware.
Yeah, he's made aware of it, yeah. But he turned up for the junkie guy.
I thought it would just be so much better. It's like, you're a fucking wanker, mate. Your dad hates you. You shot someone. But yes, I agree. Marshall, the dickhead state trooper, got what's coming for him. A, for being a cop. B, for being in Bev's way. Hail Bev.
Hail Bev.
Hail Bev.
Yeah, him having his head taken off, I enjoyed that. I liked the amount of axe.
There was a lot of axe in it, wasn't it, there? It was very axey.
It was excellent.
Oh, he went there.
While they filmed that scene, they had fake axes, obviously, because there's a guy in that suit. And apparently, Boy Hunter got so into it that he managed to break the fake axe. He was slamming it so hard into this poor man in like a fucking rubber suit. Just got so into it that he broke a fake axe over his head.
This kind of film, I'd get into it. It'd be great fun. Just slamming axes into weird flesh piles. Great fun.
Sounds like a Friday night for you, babe. Sorry.
Did the jump scare get you when, a little bit later on in the movie, just to scroll ahead, Bev is dead, so I don't know why I mentioned her name. Alison has gone on her own to go get supplies, and as she dips down and not...
There's Dr. Dickhead.
Not Malcolm McDowell, Richard McPowell is stood
Richard
behind
Powell,
him.
yeah.
Richard Powell.
Yeah, no, it didn't. Like, honestly, I wanted, like... I had my routine. I put my pillow on my chest, and I kind of watch it through just above my pillow so I can see it. But no, even that, I don't know why. I kind of expected it because I was like, you're a fucking idiot. What? Everything going on in this hospital, wait for backup. Like, it's these things where I'm like, I know this was coming because something was going to happen at that point, was it not?
But I think it speaks a lot to Alison's character. Obviously, we haven't spoken about her and Daniel, the police guy's relationship, further than I found out that they were married 40 minutes into my third rewatch of this movie. But they do set up a lot that they lost a child in utero, that she'd had a miscarriage, and this is what broke down their relationship. And I think it speaks a lot to her character that she's either diving headfirst into work to keep herself busy, or is just making sure that no one suffers ever again. Obviously, she's doing this in service of a pregnant woman about to give birth. She's terrified this lady's about to lose her baby, knows the pain she's going through, so she takes it upon herself to put herself through that danger, knowing that maybe she could rectify the situation and save Maggie the same pain that she had.
Of course. Yeah, totally.
So fuck you then.
Yeah. No, I totally get you, but she had it coming. I'm sorry, I'm coming at this aggressively.
No, I like it. You had your chocolate cake before recording.
He's on a diabetic violence rush. Yeah, I still dial into what spooks you, so I know it's the supernatural. So I suppose this cosmic horror not being supernatural, being hyper-natural, because it's physical, there's no ghosts going on. It's monsters, it's mutation. So there's not really ghosts floating about and spooking you. It's just big, creepy...
I don't know how
beasts.
I've been desensitized to that sort of thing. Probably...
You're friends with us.
Yeah, I look at your bodies.
Yes, we're big, fleshy, lumpy boys.
My body has been referred to on many times as a Canadian monstrosity.
Yeah, just watching, like, playing zombie games, like Left 4 Dead, shit like that. Like, those things... Like, yeah, they're intense, but they don't scare me. I wouldn't play, like, Resident Evil or shit like that.
But what about because I think...
Wait, Resident Evil's zombie, isn't it?
Yeah, Resident Evil's very
Why does that one scare me, then?
Are these really zombies?
No, these are demons, aren't they?
We don't really know what they are, because the doctor... I keep wanting to call him Dr. Brenner, but that's something completely different.
Dr. Richards.
Dr. Richard. He says these are like earlier attempts that don't... They want to die, but you won't let them. So that's like a line that comes out later on. I only picked up on that in this rewatch. He says what's down there in like the burnt sub-basement of the hospital. These like earlier attempts to bring his daughter back, and they're just these disfigured, undead things. So I suppose it's kind of zombie.
Yeah, I really liked that scene. I liked the whole idea in the second to third act really, where they abandon the conceit of just, we're in a monster hospital and we're trapped by cultists, and they go downstairs into the burnt-out basement. Basically, this hospital's been decommissioned due to a fire, and it just becomes a Clive Barker-esque labyrinth. All of a sudden,
very Clive Barker.
No corridors make sense. It becomes like a liminal space almost. There's staircases where they shouldn't be. They descend further. And Manhunter even has that line at one point where he goes, I think we're in hell.
I gotta say, I loved Manhunter. I've even got my notes here. I haven't written Manhunter. I said the big guy doesn't look particularly tough or imposing. He just looks like a guy having a bad day. You know, he's not wearing the biker jacket. He's not dressed like the hero or the tough guy. He could walk past you on the street, be just a guy who works in an office and he's just pissed off. But Daniel Fathers, the actor, plays it with so much intensity, I believe he'd kick the fuck out of me if I looked at him wrong.
See, I think he looks like Kane Hodder. I got tough guy vibes from him.
Yeah, he does a bit like Hodder, actually. Yeah.
Webborn, for your initiation, Kane Hodder played Jason Voorhees in quite a few of the Friday 13th movies.
Big guy.
Most of the good ones, anyway.
Really? I thought he was just missing his ice uniform.
You did definitely have those kind of vibes.
I get that, okay, yeah, I get that.
These Eldritch horrors ain't American.
Speaking of him, what I couldn't really gather, what's his deal? So did this affect his family?
It's never told, because he even says to the cop when he starts asking, is like, mind your own fucking business. And I think that was an intentional choice by the directors, kind of like, look, you don't need to know this. Let them make up their own minds, the audience. You don't need his backstory. He's just pissed off and he's affected by it.
Same as the Silent Hunter.
The Silent One, all we really know is that these cultists, or whatever the fuck they are, they killed his entire family and kind of cut his throat so we can't talk anymore when Manhunter saved Boy Hunter.
So do you guys not see the scene when they have the flashback when they're in hell and Boy Hunter walks past a corridor and you see a family photo of Dad Hunter and Boy Hunter, their father and son? The cultists are responsible, and like the floating lady, our favourite 10 out of 10 woman who didn't touch the floor, is the mother. So basically,
holding a baby.
And they don't really set up what happened, but you're basically just led to believe that their family got involved somehow in these cult-like activities, and the mother and the baby died, and that's why they are on their hunt, essentially.
See, I picked up from that as he now sees him as his son, not that he actually is his son. Because, like, the mother and father, like, the mother, you see her with the baby, so I think the cultists killed the mother and the baby, and now he's rescued this boy and has actually formed a bond, and now he sees him as his son, and that's what they're playing on.
Are you sure he was in the family photos?
Oh, no, I think he was, yeah. But they're kind of playing on that, and now he's kind of like, because when he has that kind of possession thing at the end, it's like, you should have been there. It's like, well, maybe his. Okay, now I'm starting to change my mind. Holy shit.
What?
The void has got me. I don't know what's real anymore.
But the little he was carrying the little baby's shoe.
That's why I think it's.
I need to see a photo of this photo right now.
I really like this somehow both high and low energy that you're bringing simultaneously to the podcast today. It's like you're angry and sleepy, and I'm here for it. Just to go back to everyone's favourite character, the Bevelump, I fucking loved the Viking funeral on a gurney that they gave her. Just that one shot, you see a gurney flying out with her remains on fire, and then just like hitting a stone like you're on a skateboard and fucking flying off.
It's almost like a scene out of Jackass.
Did you also enjoy when they went to get the shotgun and the car was just a little bit further away?
Did that get you?
It just, I didn't like that situation.
Okay, good.
But I did think that if it was the three of us, I'd have a good chance because I think I'm faster than you, so I could get away quicker.
Oh, motherfucker.
You shoot me with that shotgun all you want, but I'm gone.
Just to peek behind the curtain, your hosts of this podcast that you're listening to have a monthly dinner with our wives. And we normally do a dinner and an activity. You realise next month's activity is just a foot race.
Going down a Olympic pool, run around a sprint track, is that?
Oh, no, I'm not doing 400 metres. You get fucked.
I'm fast over short distances. I've got burst strength.
Oh, you
Rugby
fucking
player.
dwarves. Another Lord of the Rings reference. We're back again.
Oh, you brought it in somehow.
Sorry, Zach.
Well done.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I'll forgive you.
Well, speaking of references, I don't want to leave this too long because there's going to be a few things popping up. There's a lot of influences from Japan in this film. I don't know if you picked up on that at all.
Me?
Oh, yeah. Well, of course I know it.
What am I looking for?
These are weirdly specific ones that I found. So Evan Stern, I think is the name of the actor who played the junkie, he is actually a very well-known tournament-level Yu-Gi-Oh player. So I don't know if these are like put into the film as like a kind of a tribute to him.
Ah, Blue Eyes White actor.
That
That's a pretty good Yu-Gi-Oh reference for someone who's never seen a full episode of Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't think I've ever actually watched an episode of it.
It was more about Beyblades anyway.
There were no Beyblades in it, unfortunately. Or was there? There was an upside-down Beyblade at the very end, the Black Pyramid. It goes deeper than I thought.
And did you notice that the Doctor was played by the granddad from Jackie Chan Adventures?
And you can hear little snippets of "You Mogwai, you Mogwai." That's how he summons the void. But why do I remember the chant from Jackie Chan Adventures?
Because that show was
fuck's
fucking
sake.
slamming. That's why.
Why do you remember that?
It comes in my head every now and then. When I'm serving customers, I've just got that "You go me, you Mogwai,
I need that to come out more loudly in work so you lose your job.
But you were letting us know about the Eastern influence in this movie.
There was another. So there's the Bevelump, our favourite. There was a Yu-Gi-Oh card based on, or looked very similar to, but it got banned in Japan for being too scary.
To the
So there's this
Bevelump
big
or to-
flesh, but a big flesh lump, not called the Bevelump, of course, but it was kind of, I don't know what it was called, but it got banned in Japan for being too scary for kids. I don't know if that's a reference to this film or not.
Okay.
And did you know that Yu-Gi-Oh and his wife also, unfortunately, lost a child in utero?
Well, the big pyramid, who was the upside down Beyblade at the very end of the film, that is actually based on his big amulet that Yu-Gi-Oh wears in the cartoon.
I need to breathe. I can't breathe. You're such a fucking idiot. Sorry, we'll go back to there was a fire downstairs in the
I don't
hospital.
think he believes your Yu-Gi-Oh facts. Fire in the basement.
Yeah, so
Fire in the basement.
Fire in the Taco Bell.
I knew we were both going to go for that one.
that made more sense. I was like, why is this hospital so quiet? Obviously, half of it's burnt down, so there's only a doctor and 3 nurses in this entire building. But the fire was downstairs in the hospital, right?
It was an entire, like, most of the hospital, so there's only bits of it left.
It was a very downstairs hospital.
But doesn't fire rise?
Yeah, but it also doesn't necessarily go left to right if they stop it.
It does rise, though, because you find out later in the film that fire was started by the Doctor's abominations essentially looking at an attempt at ending their own miserable existence. So it did rise from the bowels of hell.
Nice! Where did this extra staircase down to the mold come from?
Well, that was kind of the liminalness of the weird labyrinth of the void. There's been something. That's why at the very end, when the behemoth beast daughter is kind of chasing Boy Hunter through this corridor that's kind of narrowing down until he crops out back into reality, that's to show the labyrinth behind him just kind of closing up as the void closes. So this whole hellscape downstairs is a creation of the void somehow.
So 2 things about that. The creature is called the Fetus.
Lovely name.
And
Short for?
Fetustine Delgado.
You still can't. Why do you have to go Hispanic with it?
Because you hear Fetustine, you're like, Jewish maybe. No. Fetustine Delgado.
Dr. Richard was in the Epstein files, of course.
So the corridor that they were running through, I don't know if you know much about the production of this movie, Webb, but essentially the 2 guys who made it, Jeremy Gillespie and Stephen Kostanski, originally started their filmmaking career in a Yu-Gi-Oh fan club. No, they started their filmmaking career in a low-budget Canadian film collective called Astron 6. And essentially, they used to just make practical effect comedy horrors. Low budget, slapstick, gory splatterfests.
And it shows.
This was one of their first forays into, like, we want to make a serious, actual scary horror film. They had a little bit of money put away for it, but all of the creature effects, they had to crowdsource. They did an Indiegogo and managed to raise $82,000 just for making the creature effects. So everything you see, all the monsters, are handmade by Stephen Kostanski and his team. And that corridor scene, which is what I was getting to, is basically they had carpenters build the walls on rigs. They got tissue paper covered in muck and fake blood and splattered all over the walls. And essentially every single person who worked on that film who wasn't in the scene, including office staff, are behind these fake walls, pushing them in and manipulating them as they run through. So you literally have, like, it's such a fucking seat of its ass DIY, let's call it fucking punk rock production, this movie, which I think I like it so much more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you literally got, like, accountants, like, acting as special effects people, like, closing this wall in on them.
It was shot in 20 days. It was a very short kind of time period. 20 days it took to film this entire film.
The funding got pulled twice. They filmed, I think, the exteriors, they had an actual hospital. The interiors were a secondary school that they basically retrofitted. And
which got demolished shortly afterwards, I think.
Oh, really?
I read that. Yeah, it was due for demolition. They found a hospital, a disused hospital, but it was unsafe to film in. So they had to move it to this. I think that's where the exterior shots were. But then they moved it to this high school that was getting demolished like shortly afterwards, so they could put all the piss and shit and horrible stuff on the walls they wanted.
And they basically, any room that wasn't being used was then some type of production office or green room, and they basically just took over this abandoned school and made a movie in 20 days. I was watching an interview with the directors, and they were saying twice they were set to go. They're like, right, principal photography starts in the morning. Twice they got a phone call going, yeah, funding's gone. They literally have everything. They have everything ready to go live with the cameras on 2 different occasions, only to be there like, hang tight, guys. We're going to actually have to now find some more money to make this movie.
That explains why at the beginning there's so many different companies involved in this film.
Yeah.
If you notice at the beginning, I was like, fucking hell, how many people do they need for this film? But this makes more sense.
You will notice that in a lot of like horror films coming up on the wheel. Like there's not that. There are quite a few kind of big budget kind of AAA horror films, I guess, but a lot of the better ones are indie films or crowdsourced or like put together from like all these different production companies to just get money from wherever the fuck they can, basically. So
is this our first truly indie film, or is Talk to Me an indie film because it got bought afterwards?
And is this one of the better ones?
Don't you start. Son of a bitch. He's getting cocky now, isn't he?
Scary.
Right. I might manipulate the wheels just to give him some fucking horrible shit, because I've seen what's coming up.
Oh, if one of my films gets picked, I know exactly what I'm replacing it with, just to shut your smug mouth up.
I need this, because...
You need a fucking humbling, is what
I really do, because you know I'm going to be... I will really curse you guys, but I'm not cursed.
No more going light on you then. We've tried to be...
I didn't want this to be a nice time with my friends.
You've got a few on the wheel that are still kind of, all right, I'll be all right. Mostly my picks, actually. I mean,
I don't know. I did put Night Swim on there.
Yeah, you did. Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. He's going to love it.
I don't even look at the poster, so I don't know. Like, I just avoid.
Yeah, true, actually, yeah. Void.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so avoids the films.
If I may take over the podcast for a moment, I would like to do our most thorough, most comprehensive Ice Z's body count. And fuck me, is there a body count in this movie? So, we've had our first honourable mention, and that is the feet at the beginning. R.I.P. whoever's feet that is. You died insignificantly, but I still miss you. Next, we have Cardigan Woman.
It's a good name.
Cardigan Woman, before you even know who Manhunter and Boy Hunter is, they're lady hunters, because she runs out of the house, and they shoot her dead, and then they do something that Mythbusters told me was impossible, and they light petrol with a cigarette.
It's pretty badass, though.
Not really, because Mythbusters proved, myth busted, you can't do that.
But she's all voided. Maybe the voiders gave her gasoline arse. I don't know.
Speaking of which...
Don't put a fart effect in there, for fuck's sake.
No, I just farted.
Oh, he's got a real one.
He's got a real arse on him. Next, body is R.I.P. to a real one. We hate to see her go. Bev cuts her face off and then gets shot where her face used to be.
Oh, no, before that, she put some scissors in a bloke.
She does, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got him down?
No, I don't have that in the body count.
Because he was a character for a couple of lines.
He does get some lines. How come the feet get an honourable mention, but give me back my jelly doesn't?
Put that on Ice G's body count, then.
Tell a lie, he was next on the list. I got Cliff, got his eyes stabbed.
There we go. Yeah,
we're back in business.
Yeah.
Wait.
So what are we up to?
My notes are in chronological order of the movie. I think we're on 4, so you have to bear with me as I go through. I've labelled each one BC.
Before Christ.
Before Christ, the junkie knifes Doctor, not Malcolm McDowell, Richard Powell, in the throat. Fake out body count.
Good boy. I'm just going to correct you there.
Next, we get Mitchell, the terrible policeman, terrible for being a policeman and at being a policeman, gets slip-knotted. That's right, he has fingers pushed into his eyes.
Can that be a recurring segment in IC's body count? It's going to happen a lot.
Well, I think that's just what we refer to as now. And if anyone gets fingers in the eyes, they got slip-knotted.
Slip-knotted. It's a common trope now.
Next, the cultist who gets a face full of boomstick.
Yep, when he's out at the car.
Good to a shotgun.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting he doesn't know the horror films. That's an Evil Dead reference.
Okay, shotgun.
Shotgun.
Shotgun. Okay. He'll learn. What was that? That's like 6 now, right? That's 6.
A couple of ghouls in hell get blasted with the boomstick.
Wait, isn't there 2 cultists who get blasted, though?
No, I think only one.
So initially when he's getting stabbed...
Are you questioning the fucking body count?
Yes, I am. You missed fucking... Actually, no, you didn't.
I didn't, so I will take my apology in written form.
I'll shut up then.
I want to wait till the end till I say anything.
The next one, thank you very much, Mr. Grizzly, I wrote in your honour. I put the junkie gets his head keithed in. Grandpa gets his throat slashed. Let's just fucking speedball him. Maggie pops a huge monster out of herself. Hunter Man narrowly escapes death by hentai before getting set on fire. Honourable mention to the cultist that Kim creamed with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, nice.
Don't know if you noticed that. After the boy hunter escapes, he finds Kim hiding, and there's just a squish-headed cultist.
Yeah, good effort, right? She's not like a big lady. To take down that cultist, that's a great effort.
Hey, that's Knives Chow.
She must have been smashing that head for a while, though, because that thing is fucking liquid.
That's flat. Flathead.
Daniel, our hero, Deadpool's little brother, ineffectual as he is, spear tackles a now skinless Dr. Powell right in the void.
Is that death?
Could be a fate worse than death. We don't really know. I forgot to mention, Alison got a bev in.
But then she is at the end in the void with our Daniel, so dead?
We'll put question marks next to Alison and Daniel.
Alison had a big gurgly poo monster in her belly, didn't she?
She was a big gurgly poo monster by the end. Tentacles akimbo.
Spunky.
I thought that scene was really well done, though, when
Yeah.
he runs in, he finds her on the bed, pregnant. It's obviously a flashback to the moment just before they lose their baby. But then they pull down the blanket, and you see this fucking all these shoulders going mental in her belly. And the doctor mentions about the look of relief on Daniel's face when he found out he wasn't going to be a father.
Twist the knife. Bastard.
So, when he gets stabbed in the neck and he comes back, is he dead from that point?
No, he's voided. He's null and void at that point.
Has he been dead the whole time, though?
Is he even dead? Because his whole thing, the whole idea of the Cult in the Void is that he is trying to conquer death. He sees death as a universal flaw and is doing everything in his power to make death not be a thing.
So he's not prevented his death, he's just not dead, I guess.
What's our total count then, Mr. Z?
Oh, loads.
I think you've missed a few cultists. I think there were more cultists killed.
I think it's just the one.
What, over and over? Well, actually,
same guy.
yeah, maybe, yeah.
It's having a really bad day, like.
No, but also he is, as we said about the CGI, he is repeated, so it is technically just the one over.
Have you not seen the spin-off movie of this, Henry the Unlucky Cultist?
Speaking of spin-off movies, can I ask, was there a second one?
Not that I'm aware of.
One of the directors, everyone always puts this film as a Stephen Kostanski film, but him and Jeremy Gillespie did this together. Stephen Kostanski went on to direct maybe one of my all-time favourite movies after this. He went back to his comedy horror roots with a film called Psycho Goreman.
Yes.
That
Love
film
it.
is honestly pure, unadulterated, hunky boy goodness.
Should we put that one on our April Fool's one? Because it's not really a horror. It's just a great, silly film.
Imagine this level of practical effect, Webborn,
Yeah.
mixed with the story of E.T., and also Power Rangers. It's a fucking incredible movie.
It's great. There's a few voice actors from good YouTube channels. Red Letter Media has Rich Evans's voice in Psycho Goreman.
Yeah, because I just thought, not every film needs a sequel, but when they were in the void, I was like, my question for you two was, what next then?
Well, that's the mystery of the void. We don't know, and we never will, and nothing is safe from the void. You'll never know what really happened out there. You'll never understand what it is.
The void rises to the top.
Fuck.
You did sound like Macho Man then. I don't know if you were trying to be an
I felt like
apocalyptic preacher, but you sounded like Bonesaw is ready.
3 minutes of playtime.
So they weren't summoning the devil or worshipping the devil. The junkie says this. It's not about devilship. It's their own thing, isn't it?
I don't believe in the devil. I believe in this.
He even says that, and I use this as an allusion when introducing Gribbles at the top, but the actual line of actual dialogue from the movie is, I refuse to let death be the end. I defy God. There are things much older than time, and they've blessed me. And that plays, I think, into the cosmic horror of it all, is that, a lot of people see the Christian God, for example, as the be-all and end-all, the creator of the universe. And I love that cosmic horror of being like, oh no, what you believe to be the infinite creator is simply an infant in the vast inky black pool that is the Blackpool. The vast inky black nothingness of this cruel and unrelenting universe that we simply are just a snowflake in.
Have you ever been to Blackpool, Zach?
I haven't. I was really hoping a stag was going to be there, but it turns out it...
Oh, it's the worst place on the planet.
I really enjoyed it there. We didn't even go to the Brexit pub, and that should be all you need to know. Although my mate did go there on his own, walked 20 minutes to get to the Brexit pub, and went, yeah, I had a pint of Remainers Tears, and the guy, there's a pint there called the Remainers Tears.
What?
Yeah, he said it tasted like shit. Of course it did. But the guy by the bar was like, it's usually much busier than this. It's usually much busier. It's like, yeah, of course it fucking is.
Thing is, though, once you get here, you've got to go quickly. You can't remain.
You gotta leave. No remaining. And the lettuce there it's all iceberg. That's a fucking fake out joke, and I knew the chef would get that.
I didn't.
So, my favourite part of the whole film, when Maggie gets up and slits her granddad's throat and says it's finally time. That was the biggest shocker for me. And because I actually didn't even consider that the doctor was going to be the dad. Did you? When you first watched it?
Not when I first watched it, no.
No, I fully thought it would just be like some sicko monster birth, which we do eventually get.
Which does happen.
But I thought the whole idea was like they were going to really fight to help save the baby, and then it was going to come out all fucking horrible and tentacly.
Speaking of the monster birth, did you like her being blessed by him when she's about to give birth, and then she witnesses the void and is fucking terrified of it? Her demeanour just changes. She's out screaming and trying to get away while giving birth. It dies in horror.
I like that, yeah, because it really plays up to the sympathy of the character that, she has been tricked by this fucking horrible mental doctor who is not only a cult leader, but also some kind of sex pest because he's tricking young girls into having babies with him.
Add him to the series of Bastardly Men.
Another in the series of Bastardly Men. And yeah, in that moment where she's finally like, bless the baby, and she sees exactly for the first time what she's got herself involved with, and her last moments on Earth are abject terror as this monstrosity bursts forth from her. And I didn't notice until this time round, is that the fetus monster is still connected to her by the umbilical cord.
Oh, so is that when she gets dragged?
Yeah, when the monster's moving away, you can see her corpse get dragged along the floor.
Horrible bit of body horror.
That's nice.
A fetal dragon.
When she does stab her granddad as well, all the hospital lights turn red. Is that like a built-in effect with hospitals that I haven't...
Well, whenever a grandfather dies, the lights turn red. Yeah, that's a thing.
And whenever a grandmother dies, the sound goes off.
Oh, purge sound. The weird purge sound that happens when... What's that about as well?
That's just the cultists.
That's to gather the cultists, is it?
There's hundreds of thousands of them. So he says, I think Manhunter says earlier, did you hear that fucking noise? It happened from miles away. It's drawing them all here, and it's loads of them.
Yeah, because it was a purgy noise.
Should we talk about sound as well, actually? Because the sound design in this film is fantastic.
Well, just to go, before we do, back to the purging noise, I saw that more of the 7 trumpets that bring forth the apocalypse.
Bastard. All right.
Yeah, so thanks. Good night. You were speaking about the sound.
I just want to say the sound, the audio is great. So if you notice the sound throughout it, I wanted to bring this up earlier when you were talking about how tense the film is. Because you did like the tenseness of the film last week. So the tenseness of this, a lot of it, if you notice there's a heartbeat.
Tension.
Tension.
That one hurt.
Bastard. The tension in this film. There's a rhythm throughout the film. There's, in more intense parts, there's more intense beat going on. You can notice it. It's like a heartbeat beating. But even at the kind of the slower moments, there's still this kind of almost breathing noise of in and out that kind of keeps your kind of tension going. Did you notice that? Did you pick up that at all? No? Not even you, the audiophile.
Yeah, and I watched this with like really good headphones on as well. I can't say I noticed that.
No, I watched this with headphones on. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention to it, but I didn't notice it.
Grizzly, I love you. Is it possible you could just hear yourself breathing?
My breath does make me very tense. It brings in the tension.
Jody, did you hear that? Jody, I hear it again.
Just my big old heart beating for you, boy.
There's someone in this room. Who said that?
I am old. I'm getting senile. It's going to happen at some point. That's what I really wanted to bring up about the sound in there.
Oh, something none of us heard.
I'm surprised neither of you picked up on this at all. I'm disappointed that neither of you picked this up.
Well, I'm happy to disappoint, to be honest. This whole episode's been a disappointment, if I'm fucking honest.
Fuck you.
No, not you. Grizz, you've been wonderful. You've done your homework.
Oh.
You picked an amazing movie. Fucking Johnny, I've seen 6 horror films and now think I'm the toughest man on the planet. I'm sick of your fucking attitude, to be honest.
He's done this to one of my favourite films, which is The Void. He's done this to one of your favourite films, which is Talk to Me. Bastard, man. He's done this on purpose. He set us up.
If I was genuinely scared, I would tell you. And have there been points where I've genuinely been scared? In other films.
So you can't see, because this is an audio medium, but he's actually squaring up to the webcam.
Hey, son!
Oh, he's making himself as big as possible, as if this conversation is a bear attack.
Wait a minute, let me disarm him with a Yu-Gi-Oh fact.
I did write something about bear attacks. I did actually make a note.
Were you not watching the film?
No, I was thinking about like...
bored. He was just like...
He's just reading the news.
No, because you know we always get the eye-killing things, and it gave me hope that if I get attacked by a bear, I'll just go for its eyes. I don't know why, but then I thought...
where your mind went.
Yeah, but then I also thought then I went into the strain of thought that the most unbeatable creature then is a worm because it doesn't have eyes.
No one can defeat the worm.
I fucking love you, Werwin.
That's where I got
you. You never cease to amaze me. Incredible.
Like, you could be a bear, but not a worm. Just take out his eyes.
Plus, if you cut a worm in half, 2 worms.
Oh, shit.
Cut a bear in half, big mess. It's got to that point in the podcast where we're just discussing other things.
I wouldn't normally do this, but at the end of my notes, after I said, so the policeman and nurse wife are in the void, what now? ... the end.
See, that differs to my last note, because I said at least Daniel and Alison got a happy ending.
Do you want to know what my last note was?
There's someone breathing.
In the hell sequence, you can hear the theme tune of Yu-Gi-Oh! Very faintly playing.
And much like Airbnb Barbarian, if you mix the letters of the void up, Yu-Gi-Oh!
I didn't enjoy this. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, let's move on swiftly then. Let's get to that point in the show. Any final closing thoughts before we jump into rating and reviewing?
Well, I don't think I have to even admit this, but every fact about Yu-Gi-Oh! I've made up about this film was complete bomb. Yeah, none of
Oh God, he's squaring up again.
Don't tell me you believed any of those.
We talk about Beyblades.
He's thinking about worms again.
Just worms and Beyblades in his head, wandering around.
That would be a good fight.
Oh, worms versus Beyblades.
No, if...
Peter might come after us for that.
I definitely didn't. I never had Beyblades, but some children must have got their Beyblade arena, put a couple of worms in there and just saw what happened.
Fuck me.
All I'm saying is, statistically, in the grand scheme of things...
But the worms have no eyes. They'd be fine. They're more deadly.
They don't see what's coming, yeah.
And they split into two, and then they take down the Beyblade from either side. All right, yeah, let's finish this, because...
I'd also like to point out, don't know if you picked up on Grizzly, he did say Beyblade.
I did hear that, yeah.
That's coming back then, is it? Because I've upset you.
All right, Michael Beyblade. Oh, I'd watch a film with Michael Beyblade.
It spins and explodes. Let's get to it then. It's that lovely part of the show that everyone's really fucking excited about, where Webborn gets so fucking ahead of himself that he gives this like a fucking 3 and then walks upstairs and goes, hey, guess how cool I am, to no one, because no one's listening.
Do you want to know the funny thing is? I am upstairs, and if I go upstairs again, it's the attic, and I'm actually scared of the attic, so fuck you.
Right, so, as we do on Wimplash, we rate the film on 2 factors out of 10. First being overall scares, second being overall movie enjoyment. We will do it in the order as we always do. Webborn first, then Grizzly, then me. Webborn, just fucking get it over with.
Scares.
Yes.
2.
Cunt. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I wasn't scared. What was I to be scared of?
The end, the void, the nothing, everything you'll ever understand is gone.
Did you find that film scary when you first watched it?
I'll tell you my rating.
You're a twat as well. Enjoyment of the film? I don't want to... 3.
Oh, that's low. I think that might be... Is that the lowest you've given a film so far?
Probably.
I think it is, yeah.
I really didn't enjoy that film.
Fair enough. Why? Give us 3 reasons, top of your head. Don't just say, oh, this really don't like it. Give us 3 reasons why you didn't.
I felt it somewhat predictable somehow, even though... Yeah, no, but like...
Okay.
It's the void. It's the void.
You found the film where a doctor goes, oh, there's screaming in that room, and no, it wasn't just the drug addict, it was a woman peeling her face off and stabbing someone.
Yeah, but once you start...
She became a bevel.
We're going to get into this again.
About that?
But once you start to, like, the story starts to play out, you're like, right, this is going to happen next, this is going to happen next. It followed the same routine.
I think you're controlled by the void. You're wrong. You're abnormal.
I think you are wrong on that.
No,
your opinion isn't worth shit. I think you're wrong. You don't have to give the other reasons. I'm upset enough.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys, but I gotta be honest. Otherwise, this isn't fruity.
This is true. We do want to suckle on those juicy fruits. Speaking of, they still make juicy fruits?
No. Did they change them to something else?
They're called fucking wokies now, aren't they? Tastes like bloody women with face piercings.
Got blue hair and think they have rights.
Oh, that's my least favourite Yu-Gi-Oh! Blue-head white woman.
Blue-head right woman.
Oh, God. Grizzly, rate and review so we can get this over with, please.
Scares, I'm going with 6, because fuck you.
Wait, what did you find scary?
I didn't find it scary. I thought it was tense, and I thought it was very effective. Yeah, silence. Fuck you.
I take that too. The two was looking down that spooky, like, foggy staircase and being like, that is the scariest thing of this film.
Not the nightmare creatures.
No.
Not the world of gore and the unknowing cosmic horror. A spooky staircase.
Oh, sorry, I'm in a different land with a triangle in the sky.
Oh, Pythagoras looks down on you and weeps. Film enjoyment, I go in 9. Fuck you. I really enjoy this film. It's one of my comfort films. I will just put this on if I can't think of anything else to watch. I love it. It's a great film.
That's fair. I mean, so I'm going to probably land in the middle of you boys. Scares? Genuine, actual spooky scares? I don't think there's much in that way. There's your obvious jump scares, and there is obviously the overall existential creeping dread. Now, I get why that's scary to some people, but I genuinely, and I hope I don't sound like a fucking cringe Lord Redditor when I say, I genuinely find comfort in cosmic horror. Like, the idea that what we do is so insignificant in this giant, unthinkable grand scheme of things helps me sleep at night. So scares, I'm going to go like a 4, maybe. Overall enjoyment, I'm up there with Grizzly. I'm going to give this one an 8, simply because I am a fucking sucker for a practical effect. And knowing that this was done fly-by-night, punk rock, DIY, handmade by the people making the movies. I love it oopy-goopy. I love it tentacly. I love it giant monstery. So the film wasn't scary, but in my opinion, it was fucking just ticks all the boxes of what I want in a movie.
So maybe that's the difference. You guys, like, know more about the film, whereas I'm just, once again, seeing it blind, I'm like, I have no background to what's going on. Like, you know the budget, that affects, like, you know everything going on behind, so that affects the way you think of this film.
But I didn't know that when I first saw it. And this is all research I've done afterwards.
When you first watched it, you still had that higher rating?
Yeah, fucking loved it. I've seen this film multiple times.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, I love this film.
I don't think I'll watch it again.
I think that's what works with this podcast, though, is that obviously us knowing more about the genre as a whole, and you not only being someone who is more susceptible to scares, but going in completely fucking blind on it. I think that's what was the magic of this show before you rock up in a fucking tank top thinking you're bigger than me.
A fucking Toon Squad tank top, of all things. Monster.
Yeah, you are more Monster than Toon Squad tonight, I'll give you that.
But
No, we've reviewed.
I'm just giving you my honest opinion.
I'll give you my honest opinion. No more cake after 7 o'clock for you. So, anything we want to... Any plugs we want to do?
So, as last week we plugged love, this week we should plug hate.
Oh, no. Stop talking.
You know what? I'm okay for that one.
I'll back off on that. I'm already bald.
I don't hate my arms just stuck like this.
Honestly, what to plug? Let's just, once again, plug our bands, Midriff, plug this podcast, plug our friendship group, plug the fact we can always rely on each other.
I like that.
Love again.
I was going to plug Marvel's Spider-Man 2 on the PS5. Playing through it again, and it's fucking amazing.
I was going to plug your fingers into a fucking power socket again. But I'm not going to do that because I'm a nice boy today. I'm going to plug The Void. It's a very good film. Go and see The Void. You've listened to us talk about it. Go and watch it. Ignore this bell end. It's a great film. Enjoy The Void.
So once again, from the people's perspective, and I'm meant to be the people.
Oh, you're
like
the
this.
people now, are you?
I am the people.
We the people don't like The Void.
You two are fucking OJ, and I'm the people.
If the glove fits...
Alright, is that it?
We're going to do the wheel.
Let's wheel it up. Let's wheel it.
I really hope for you guys it's going to be something that I'm going to be like, yeah, all right, you won.
I'm so tempted just to game this, but I'm going to spin it. We have got The Exorcist. We're going classic again. Have you seen this before?
I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
I like that the colour drained out of your face when we said it, though. Your confidence just dropped, didn't it?
Yeah.
Not as cosmic now, are you, boy?
And you know what the best part is? Oh, Willy Webborn of mine.
Go on.
That's a Zach pick, which means I'm going to reload the wheel in the meanest possible way I can.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No,
You're
no,
not.
you
I
can't
can see
take
your
it back.
face.
No takesies backsies.
No, I'm not sorry that you're going to punish me. I'm sorry that I gave you my honest fucking opinion.
There are no sorries in the void.
Only triangles, apparently. And cops and nurses. No firemen in the void.
And Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
So this is going to make it a bit harder with our usual closing game, but give us what you think the movie's about based off the title, The Exorcist.
Possessed.
I'm writing this down.
Possessed person getting unpossessed. The end.
So you've seen it then?
Well, surely that's the name and the title.
Well, boys, it's been fun. I'd like to say it's been fun. I genuinely, this has been the normal length of an episode. I don't feel like we really discussed that film at all.
Yeah, we did. We spoke about friendship.
That my arm just kind of does that.
The Bevelum.
Spunk.
Spunk. There was a
I
spunky
did
time.
manage to get. It's my mission to say the word "come" at least once per episode.
Yeah, you said come. You said come. Women who don't touch the floor.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Does that put your? I know we've gone past the ratings, but this has got all the hits. It's got
That made me feel good when I saw the feet just coming out. By the way,
flying women, slimy mums, spooky staircases, people getting slip knotted.
No bathtubs though.
No bathtubs. No, not this time.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.